Hello, everybody. I know I just wrapped up doing a pretty big reading. That one is pretty huge, and I felt like I wanted to touch on it a little bit more while Miss Possum here is trying to chew on my microphone. She really likes these little knobs down here at the bottom on the feet. She really likes to try and chew on those, and also the cord. So anyway, hopefully we've been able to hide all that now. Yeah, I wanted to touch on it a little bit more, especially since we do have, the. Would you stop that, little lady? Come here. Thank you. No. Especially since we have, the autumn equinox coming up, we have, slash Maybone coming up, and Libra season and so forth. And we just wrapped up everything, with the new moon last week in Virgo, and, happening at the same time with the Mercury retrograde ending. Even we still are in the post shadow for another couple of weeks. It's, let's face it, it's been pretty chaotic here over the last month. We had Venus come out of retrograde, and then the very next day we had Jupiter go in. And it's just been a bit nutty and so forth. And I know with myself, it also has been a bit nutty. There's been a lot of cleansing work happening, a lot of things being revealed and so forth. And I will say that this here recently, this week, and I know I touched on it a little bit yesterday with something that I've been struggling with a decision that I have been trying to make about something. It has, and I wound up having to consult outside sources because I felt like I was just way too close to the issue and everything. And even after I got done recording the message yesterday with the, she's going after my microphone again. No. There. Now you can't. Even after I got done recording with yesterday's message and so forth, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and spend a little bit of money and do an actual reading. The reading that I did yesterday at 3 o'clock was a free thing and so forth, but I was just like, no, I need a little bit more. So I went ahead and decided to pay for a paid reading, and also with my other one that I follow, she doesn't do private readings. She only does messages for the collective and everything, but hers was resonating with my Scorpio energy so much that I decided to go ahead and pay for the extended. And it with everything combined, it really helped to put a lot of perspective onto things. And especially, with the reading that I did and everything just came together. Interestingly, after we were done with my reading, with the other one, it didn't really come up, or we were just talking and so forth, and I was telling her, what my issue was and so forth, the actual issue, because she was just kind of doing the cards before, and I was explaining to her what the actual issue is and everything. Come to find out, before she started doing the tarot readings and so forth, she was actually working in the field that I was having my issues with. And I'm like, okay, this is understandable. So I understand now why I had to reach out to her. So yeah, it was just like, and I had no idea that she never indicated in any of her daily messages or anything what it is, that she had actually worked in the field or anything at one point, and I was just completely blown away, and she gave me some more insights. So yeah, that was huge, big help and everything. So, but no, you're not gonna be going after it. All in all, yeah, that's what I mean. Everything came together and so forth. But with the other one who I purchased the video from, everything just, she really touched on the fears that that are surrounding why I'm having so many issues. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I was doing my inner work and looking at it and everything, but she touched on something that I hadn't even thought of. So sometimes, even those of us who do the readings and so forth, we do seek out outside help a lot, because sometimes you can wind up being a little too close to an issue or whatever, and you might need some outside guidance or what have you. So with today's reading, talking about doing the inner work and so forth, and that true transcending illusion, that card has been coming up a lot here lately. So it could be, something to do with fears, especially if you have a vision of yourself with what it is that you want to do and everything. There, could be part of the reason why you are having issues with it or what have you. Just like with myself, it could be with having to do with fears, some very internal fears, maybe things you hadn't even thought of or what have you, that you could be facing. Okay, it could be your biggest challenge. Another thing it could be is with your shadow work could be anger issues, maybe having issues with patience, could be issues with balance, could be anything that having to do with the shadow side, could has could be things that you're having to be facing right now, especially with this being that lucky time and so forth, the new beginning and everything. It may not be something that is really major. It could just be something that's really, really minor, maybe, that you're dealing with, or be having to be facing. Or it could be something pretty major, like what I'm going through right now. Um, it can be scary. It can be very, very scary. The question is, why is it scary? And that's the thing that you're having to be facing. hmm So I just wanted to pop up here. I know I did this the other day. I hope this isn't going to become a habit. But I think that I just felt like, and unfortunately, I've only got about 10 minutes that I can do. TikTok only allows you for 10 minutes. And speaking of TikTok, I apologized for getting the video up so late yesterday with TikTok. Unfortunately, with getting sidetracked with going over and watching the other video and doing the session and so forth, I completely forgot to do the last step. And it wasn't until 7 o'clock last night, my time, Pacific time. It's like, oops. Sorry. So I apologize for it getting up so late for my TikTok viewers. But yeah, like I said, with TikTok, you're only allowed 10 minutes before they, force you to split up the video. So, and I don't like to do that if at all possible. So I wanted to come up here and really do another video explaining some things, a little bit more with today's reading and so forth. And I felt like it was a pretty big message, and obviously it was, especially with the numerology numbers that came out and everything. So yeah, I just thought I would share that and everything with you guys. Definitely, especially with the planets that are still in retrograde. Yeah, we're still in the Mercury post retrograde, post shadow. We are in Jupiter. Basically, all the outer planets are still in retrograde. Pluto comes out next month, and so forth. Take a look at your birth charts. Find out where those planets are hitting within your houses. That it can be very insightful as to where you might be needing to do some shadow work. Okay, so I hope this helps somebody. I know that it's definitely helping me right now, especially with what I'm going through and so forth. So yeah, I hope it helps somebody else out there and everything. I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow's reading, find out what's going on and so forth. And I look forward to talking to you then. Please, obviously, like, subscribe, hit those notification buttons, share, go over to the blog. All right. I really do love you guys. I really look forward to talking to you all tomorrow.